while Soleimani may have been plotting attacks, and probably was, it's now a certainty that there will be attacks in revenge for his killing.
By the way, sorry, in case those of you who are keeping score, they didn't.
No revenge gotten.
Soleimani took it like a bitch.
I have a scorecard.
That's right. Yes, the United States, 1, 0. All right. This next one I'm going to do pretty quickly.
Go for it.
Just because I don't want to spend that much time on this. And I will tell you this. There's a reason that I'm not invited to a lot of the parties.
It's me.
Because we have folks here on who are guests. For example, Vivek. I like Vivek. He was very nice when he was here. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Rand Paul has been on the show many times. And I've made fun of him a lot. He's usually had a good sense of humor. You know, Vivek, I disagree with him on the idea of mass importing Indian culture. Rand Paul, though, is really starting to get on my nerves. And I told you, I was a libertarian, too, when I was like a teenager. This idea, and you comment below, do you believe that it's a violation of American civil rights to kill drug smugglers or international terrorists? And this does tie into the main story that we're going to have out of Charlotte, because we need to decide what culture we want to live in. Do we want to live in a culture where it's only about rights and about rehabilitation and about due process, not for Americans, but for the world, no matter how many offenses? Or do we want to live in a culture where those who seek to abuse it are scared to even attempt it? I want a culture of fear for violent offenders. I really do. I want them to be afraid.
Yep.
And at a certain point, we've tried the libertarian way. We've tried the soft on crime way. We've tried the ACLU way. I don't think that it's worked out. And I don't even think it's applicable here. So this weekend, Vice President JD Vance, he got into a Twitter spat with Brian Krasenstein, who's a wiener. And then somehow Rand Paul came out siding with Brian Krasenstein, which makes me
weird
like him less. Let me give you the timeline. JD Vance on X wrote, "Killing cartel members who poison our fellow citizens is the highest and best use of our military." Okay? Krasenstein wrote, "Killing the citizens of another nation who are civilians without any due process is called a war crime." Okay. Then, I mean, civilians, these are drug smugglers. Let's be clear. If you follow that law, if that's your guiding set of principles, is every single person deserves American due process, then you can't actually wage war. You can't kill anyone in a time of war. It's not a possibility. So Vice President Vance responded, "I don't give a shit what you call it." And then
perfect.
Enter Rand Paul.
Should have called him Margaret.
Yes. Nice. Rand Paul goes, "JD, I don't give a shit. Vance says killing people he accuses of a crime is the highest and best use of the military. Did he ever read To Kill a Mockingbird? Did he ever wonder what might happen if the accused were immediately executed without trial or representation? What a despicable and thoughtless sentiment it is to glorify killing someone without a trial." Right, okay, recommending To Kill a Mockingbird. Well, JD Vance responded with his own book recommendation. Yeah, you can join the club. People on audio,
baby dick.
Go check video. By the way, I don't want anyone to say that we slandered Vance. That was us.
That was us. Totally us. Yeah.
So
Vance approved.
Rand Paul, this is a moronic statement. And it is also indicative of the spirit that has led to the stabbing that we saw of Zarutska in Charlotte. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Please correct me if I'm not. It's the mindset of we have to think about the criminal first. We have to think about the terrorist first. So first, let me give you a few reasons as to why it's not a good comparison. You can check the references, link available in the description, as we do every show. Still waiting for Legacy Media and Cuomo and Bill Maher and the rest to do that. Please do fact check us. To Kill a Mockingbird, right, in that story, Mr. Robinson is found guilty of a rape he could not have possibly committed. He couldn't have possibly committed. And then, of course, Atticus Finch, the lawyer who's the hero here. It's an anti-racist tale, even though they've banned it and left to school districts because I believe the N-word is used at some point in time. Context doesn't matter to them. For some reason, Rand Paul thinks of himself as an Atticus Finch, but I guess it's for drug cartels and for terrorists. Picture Rand Paul here.
Now, gentlemen, in this country, our courts are the great levelers. In our courts, all men are created equal.
Great. It's a great story. He's saying this black man who could not possibly have committed this rape, of course, he is afforded the same rights, just as our founders intended. All men are created equal in the United States judicial system.
There you go.
Now, picture, instead of Robinson there, a black American man, a man who speaks no English, who's never lived in this country, and who takes part in a practice that kills hundreds of thousands of Americans every year. Because you know that from 99 to 2023, I believe, yeah, you have those numbers, drug overdoses have increased by over 5 times. Over 5 times. And that's why these boats are being taken out. And people like Krasenstein and Rand Paul acting as though we have no idea due process. You've made that point too.
Yeah, they act like they're innocent civilians. How can we know that they're nefarious people or they have malicious intent? Like, you know, you're dealing with the United States intelligence community, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, we have eyes on, ears on, everything.
Right.
They know who's on that boat. They know what time. They knew the plan. They knew what was coming. It's not like they're out there in the middle of the ocean taking out random fishing boats.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
They'd run out of munitions.
Yeah, of course
They'd be there all day, whole week, just blowing people up.
And-
Sorry, Maria, you're gone.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many boats out there just wandering around. They know who's on that boat.
Yeah.
They knew the names. They knew the location. They probably were tracking their cell phones. They knew past contacts.
Yeah. Well, now we're not only applying due process, which, by the way, applies sometimes 14, 15, 16 times to violent felons, as we've seen, who go on to rape and kill fellow Americans. But now people like Rand Paul and Krasenstein.
Does he not think that they're a terrorist organization?
I
because
get-
they've been classified as a terrorist organization.
Oh, no, he thinks terrorists deserve due process, too.
Nah, well, they don't.
I know.
In fact,
I know.
they legally do not.
That's correct.
Wait.
We spent-
Does he think they actually do?
We spent over 20 years losing a war.
Yes.
Losing a war on global terrorism.
Right. Yeah. No, I guess we extend the due process now to drug dealers.
Yes.
To MS-13, to Al-Qaeda, to the Taliban. Everyone. Otherwise, you'll get a letter from the ACLU.
Yeah, look, this is a messy thing. We make mistakes. Intelligence makes mistakes. When they said the Russian hoax thing, that was a mistake. When they bombed some people in Afghanistan after the pullout, around the pullout time, that was a mistake. Listen, I understand that. I am ready for the mistakes to start benefiting the American people, though, because right now what we're doing is saying, well, because we could possibly make a mistake, 100 and something thousand people have to die every year from drug overdoses.
Right.
I would clean it up as much as you can. Err on the side of making sure you're not going to kill innocent people, but make sure you protect innocent Americans first. Can we have that be the highest and best cause? Thank you.
Yeah.
It's easy enough.
If you want due process for the person who's a serial drug abuser who didn't intend to snort fentanyl, I mean, I understand it. I don't think that they're of as much value to society as the working stiff, the mom or the dad supporting a family, but they are American citizens. Don't think that should be afforded to MS-13. Or Trend Arawa, however it's pronounced. You know, there's some other key figures who have not received due process. For example, Osama bin Laden, al-Baghdadi, Soleimani, Voldemort, the Night King, and most tragic of all, Hans Gruber. No one read him his rights.
He just needed a hug.
But keep in mind, that sounds...
It's Christmas, for crying out loud.
It's a Christmas movie.
It sounds absurd, but Rand Paul was mad about President Trump killing Soleimani also.
The stated purpose by the administration was that they were going to prevent attacks on Americans. But I think if you ask the question now, is it more or less likely that there'll be attacks on Americans? I think it's much more likely. The replacement for Soleimani is basically a clone, somebody who is a hardliner who's worked with Soleimani for 20 some odd years. And so while Soleimani may have been plotting attacks, and probably was, it's now a certainty that there will be attacks in revenge for his killing.
By the way, sorry, in case those of you who are keeping score, they didn't.
No revenge gotten.
Soleimani took it like a bitch.
I have a scorecard.
That's right. Yes, the United States won. Yeah, 0. Yeah,
They've had 5 years.
yeah, and even by the way, and then we also took out their nuclear shit.
It's right.
Oh, shoot, it's 2-0.
Oh, Doc, you got to.
Oh, there was another guy that died. It's 3-0.
It's just a ton, and we could probably even take Iran and just make a terrorism umbrella in general because I know they're mobile. Is that really that's the takeaway? That Americans feel less safe? Is it? Because it seems to me like you're always arguing for the worst among us to get treatment that they don't deserve. I understand, and it's great that we have the Bill of Rights, absolutely. But when it defies reason, Come on now. Don't tell me that that's what the Founding Fathers intended. The Founding Fathers did not intend for due process to apply to people who kill tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of Americans. You know what? They didn't intend for it to apply to anyone who are enemy combatants, period. Does anyone actually buy this? Please comment below and let me know. Am I missing something? Any libertarians still out there think, yeah, legalize black tar heroin, that'll have great results in society, and we should afford due process to terrorists and gang members? Anyone actually still think that? I thought we kind of moved past that.
By implying there's going to be repercussions from this incident, it does admit that you think that Tren de Aragua is in cahoots with the Venezuelan government and that they are a dangerous organization.
There you go.
Yeah, and I hope the consequence is that people don't go out in boats. Even if you're fishermen, you're like, they could make a mistake and think we're out there drugged. We're not going to go. Okay, good.
Yeah.
There we go.
I would only make an exception for pedal boats because
there you go.
You burn about 19,000 calories and move 14 feet.
That's right. Yeah, you can catch the fish right next to you.
Very unlikely to be smuggling serious kilos on those. So pedal boat, you're safe. Hey, if you're still watching this, you may be one of the 6 million or so subscribers on YouTube who is, for one reason or another, I don't understand it, still here. So back in the day, I would say click one of these videos and subscribe, but really just head on over to my channel on Rumble. Follow me there. I'm live 5 days a week, 11 a.m. Eastern, and I actually say the things that I mean to say. On YouTube, it's everyone here is kind of neutered, really. And there's just a general lack of testicular energy, but I mean that in the heterosexual way. Mostly.